Yep. That was you? Alright, just want to make sure it wasn't the motor. Alright, I got the top of the pump off here. And everything seems to be working like it's supposed to. I don't see any crud down in there. It was full up, plumb up to the top. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get the top of the pump, feel the shut-off valve, hook 12 volts to it, and make sure it works. It should just run that, which will then move this rod. So go ahead, put some batteries in here, see if that works. If it does, put it back together. I do have all the injectors cracked open now, and I will hook the fuel back up, crank on it, and see what happens. All right, so I've got the batteries hooked up. I got the key turned forward, and I believe I need to ground this pump. It's gonna be a little tricky to see here, but I want to watch this fuel shut-off solenoid actuate when I hook it up. So let's see if I can get this. Should be the top one here. That's just the glow plug cycling the noise. It's this one, ain't it? I believe so. There we go. Once I get it grounded, of course, there we go. Okay, so it's telling me from the pink wire, fuel shut-off solenoid should be working. So I'm going to put it back on the top of the pump, hook some fuel back up to it. I'm going to crank on it. All right, one thing I did not get to film putting it back on. If you ever have the top of an IDI pump off, you need to make sure when you set the top back on that when you set it on, you kind of have it towards the front of the engine a little bit, set it down, and then push it to where it has to go, where it will line up with the screws. If you don't, and if you get it in there incorrectly, you can have a runaway condition, which anytime you have one of these pumps apart or anytime you're working on IDI, always make sure you have something to choke the air off, because that will be the absolute only way to shut down the motor in case it does start and it goes full throttle into a runaway situation. All right, fuel pump's on. Should be pressurized and everything. Should be going up to the pump, or at least the, let's see, a few weeks. Goes down to the mechanical, maybe back up to secondary filter, then to the pump. Right now I have nothing in here, and as you've seen, I had the top of the pump off, so you should be able to crank it for 10 seconds. I'm gonna wait. Yeah. back off so that the glow plugs don't kill the battery. Starter sounds strong, but not like it spins it real fast. All right, want to try it again? Go. Trying to see if I can see any fuel at the injectors. Go ahead. I'm getting some fuel down here, these two. I hope it doesn't, because I don't want it to run away. Let me make sure I got something to cover that intake. Go ahead. Try it again. Something's going on over here. That fuel pump, so disconnect that for a little bit. Almost looks like one of the glow plugs is burning off a little bit of fuel. Let everything cool down a little bit. These cables are getting good and hot, all that cranking, so. So I've got one injector, second cylinder down on this side, opened up. The other ones had fuel coming, and I got the one all the way at the end on the driver's side cracked open too. Let's start getting some fuel again. We got fuel coming up here for the return, up to right here. All right, want to do the thing? I'm gonna get the board ready.
Sure.
Just in case. Go. Go. Alright, okay. Cut off. It's starting to fire. I don't want it to fire right now. Wow. Pump might be good. Wow. She might run. Hit a lick on that last one.
I know.
That's why you check your fuel. Check everything out first, just in case. You might not need a pump. All right, so you heard it. It almost sounded like it was about to fire or one of the cylinders was starting. So we got fuel up to here right now. Still have 2 cylinders that are not getting fuel at the injectors, right where I have the lines cracked open. So well, I'll wait a second on that. I've got this piece of wood right here, just in case it did want to try to run away. I have something I can set right here to completely choke off the air going into the motor. Hopefully it does not do that. I don't need that excitement today.
We don't need that blood pressure.
No. All right, so hook this up and check this back one back here. Hey, which one was it? The second one? Yeah. All right. Have fun. I wouldn't even worry about trying to cycle the glow plugs because I really don't want it to start.
I'm not doing that on purpose.
No, I know. Yeah. IDI things. Yeah, this back one still didn't get any fuel yet, so. Yeah, I'm ready. Let me check the camera, make sure it's on. Yep. Same thing, just crank it to 10. Turn it off. You excited now? Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I believe this little girl might run. Still got a ton of fuel and a couple of lines, but definitely gonna run. Whew. How do you like your truck?
Sounds good. Like 3 seconds that was on.
Yeah. Well, let's crank it again. All right. Did you shut it off? Okay. All right, I'm starting to get a little bit of fuel with this back one, so we'll do that once more. It's going to have a lot of fuel or a lot of air in the lines. So when it does run, it's going to run poorly until all that air is out. It's a tractor motor. I'm going to tighten this one up over here. Hold on a second, I'm gonna tighten one up here. This is the one that was completely off. It was actually a little bent too. Got fuel right here still. All right, go ahead. Or if you want to wait. Yeah, wait a second. Got just a little bit of fuel with this last one coming out. Just enough where I can see it's wet. So crank it once more and then tighten that one up. No. Yeah. All right, go ahead, crank it. See what it does. Antivirus. Alright, I got a little bit of fuel coming out this one here. So, may as well just close it. I'll get to it. It's actually pretty dang loose. I'm not going to tighten all the way, just got it snug, finger tight. I'll get that last little bit of air out. Alright, want to go ahead? Alright, this one's dripping. I'll tighten it now. Get to it. All right, go ahead. Start her up.
So every time when it fires,
Yeah. Well, if we can let it run for a few seconds, they'll be okay. As long as the RPMs aren't coming up, as long as it's not revving up real high. All right. We try it. No, but we'll be able to hear it. Was that you or was that the truck? Okay. Yeah. Cycle the glow plugs actually, because these trucks we have to cycle them even on a hot day. All right, try it. All right, want to try it again? I just want to see if it'll sit and idle. It'd be nice. was me rocking the throttle, so you know. Yeah. Well, I can see here, there's still a ton of air in the line, so. And we got something dripping. Let's let all that cool down for a little bit, but I'd say it will run. Wants to. She's ready. Yeah, I got something dripping down here. I don't know if it's a fuel return line or something. That could have just been from having the injectors cracked. Start her up. See what she does here. Try to give it a little throttle if you want next time. Because I believe you're supposed to give it some throttle on the IDIs in the full start. It sounded pretty good. Yep. Yeah, wait for the light to go off. Yep. Make sure it wasn't the motor. Sounds good. I should probably want some glasses, but try it again. Just a little easy on the throttle. Alright. Feather it. Sounds pretty good. Dang. A little smoky.
Sorry, neighbor. Sorry, neighbor.
What do you think of your new truck?
Sounds pretty good.
She's a runner.
It's exciting.
And we did not have to put a pump in yet. So
as soon as I went off the throttle, it obviously died, but had good oil pressure.
sounds good. I like it. So this truck may not have been parked for a pump, but a lot of people misdiagnose IDIs, say it needs a pump. We didn't hit it with any starting aid, nothing like that. We just bypassed fuel tanks. We bypassed the fuel tank selector valve on the frame rail, which also bypassed the fuel tank selector switch on the dash. And just because this here is easy to get to, bypass the first fuel filter, put in line pump. Cracked the injectors, cranked on it, made sure the fuel shutoff valve on top of the injection pump worked, and she runs.
So would you say you got all the air out of it then by now?
Probably not, but enough where it will run.
Obviously.
And I mean, I could try crack one injector at a time and get some more air out, or we could try just run it and let all the air get out that way.
Maybe not today because we've smoked the neighbors out.
That's true. Hey, there's that piece of hose I was looking for earlier. I cut a new one. Good deal. Sounds good. That's why it was parked.
The air.
Something to do. I mean, it had one fuel tank's got fuel in it, the other's bone dry.
Yeah, I would say that selector switch situation, and then there was just too much air in the lines.
Yeah, they had random lines. When whoever took this line over here off, they took it completely off the injector, which you don't need to do, and then they pulled the line back and bent the line. Yeah, look, it's still holding fuel up top here, but you see how much air is in it.
Yeah.
They just snuck it out pretty good.
Yeah. Might want to move another time. The low coolant light came on, so in case you want to check.
Yeah, I don't want to rip this right off right now, but actually, no, it's just from the sun. This upper radiator hose is disconnected, so I'll drop the antifreeze, whatever's left out of the radiator, test it, see what its freeze point is, and start filling it up.
I literally had a dream last night that this had water in it.
Don't say that.
I know.
Don't even talk about that.
I was like, no.
Bad. It's awesome. It runs.
I
love
can't
it.
believe that. It's cold out too.
Yeah, it's been cold. It's been 28 at night.
I know.
I'd say the fuel glow plugs work.
For sure.
It sounded like they were working. I didn't test them yet. We didn't think we were going to get this far today. I just wanted to see if we're getting fuel to the injectors at the end of the injector lines, and we were. So I start closing them off one at a time, and then the video tells a story. That's pretty good. Let's get it. Let's get this camera in here a little bit so we can show right where the fuel is on the return. I don't know if you can see that with the sun, but we've got a big air bubble from here to here. But I'd say she's going to be a runner. All right, we're going to keep plugging away on this truck. Got a lot of cleaning to do. Still got some stuff to button up in here. So that's how you do it. That's how you diagnose a 6.2 that you find in the woods and you don't know what's going on with it. Right? So if you've got an old 6.2, 6.5, 6.9, 7.3 IDI, check your fuel, check and make sure you've got all the air out of the injection lines, and try to get it to run before you just start throwing parts at it. We did buy this truck being told it was going to need a pump, and as you can see, it does not need a pump. So this one here, we're going to keep going, we're going to keep building on. Now we know it runs, we can do some more work to it. We're probably going to buff it, and might put a set of tires like these. We just put these on the highway, 255 85 16s, tall skinnies. Probably going to keep these rims, just run it as a patina build, but it sits way too low. This is a original suspension highway, so we probably want to lift this up a little bit. But we're going to keep going in the direction we're in right now, where we can know it runs. It does have brakes, at least it did getting on and off the tow truck, so we'll get it to run a little bit better. Keep cleaning it up. We started on the interior, and this is Caitlin's truck now, so she was the lucky one to get to clean out the interior in it. We do have to source seat cover. We will reupholster the seat. We do need to figure out the dash still. Probably get some rockers coming for it. And there's no headliner in this one. Okay, one less thing to do. And just keep plugging away at it. Already put some oil on that hand. So if you like this type of stuff, finding old trucks, getting them running, please hit like and subscribe. We never know what we're going to find. Sometimes the trucks just find us. So thank you. Have a good day.